She really can't afford to be a stay-at-home mom. So you're basically telling me on his I don't have a job, he is supposed to support 4 kids. One of them is going to be a brand new baby, a wife, and himself. 6 people on I got no job. You tell me what job in darn near any town in good old USA, not just Eugene, Oregon. You tell me what job in almost any town USA can one dude who makes no money support a family of 6. Good evening, family. All right. This episode of Dave Ramsey, we have $90,000 in debt and no money, just ran earlier today. And I have to tell you, this is taking place in my hometown, where I was raised, of course, of Eugene, Oregon. So hello to all my family out there, okay? Mom, dad, sister, a few of my friends and all of that, okay? So we're going to listen to this. We have $90,000 in debt, no money. And hopefully by the time I'm done with this, I'll still have a place to come visit at my parents' house when I go to see you guys this summer. All right, folks. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's go ahead and hit it.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So my husband, he's a business owner, and frankly, the business is tanking. And he's racked up a lot of debt on both personal cards and business cards. And between that and his truck and trailer, we got a little over $90K in debt.
Everybody just stop. We're going to do it. We're going to do it, family. Let us go ahead and pour that tea. Now, I have to be honest, folks. I just did a story yesterday about a business owner. I will post it at the end, who just ran amok with his family's debt. So I will post that at the end. I hate to sound like I planned this. I did not plan this, all right? I picked these videos strictly based on the title. What I get is what I get. I can't make this stuff up. Story after story, family. We hear of people owning businesses. So they say they own a business. But what are they really owning? A hobby. I cannot say it enough. This is why I don't get involved with people who are self-employed. There seems to be some sort of mental disconnect about the truth when it comes to determining if you are a business or if you are a hobby. And I think what happens is so often, hobbies are things that we are passionate about. We really are. Hobbies are things that we absolutely love, and we want to turn what we love into this business. And in our head, we get the idea, become somewhat delusional, okay, that we're going to make this just a great, successful business. That's not to say that it never happens. But the odds are likely, I've discovered in my personal life, it's not going to be you. Now, I could technically take this YouTube business and just dump thousands on thousands of tens of thousands of dollars into it. No, thank you. It is a hobby. Over and over, we hear, my spouse got us into this massive amount of debt. All I can say is I hope the spouse has a really big shovel. Might help if I hit play.
That we're looking at. We have a home that we own. We owe about $175 still on it, and we have about a 4% interest rate. Estimates are saying that our home is worth about $250 if we tried to sell it. So I was just
okay. Now this is Eugene, so houses there are less than in other parts of the United States. All right, but still, knowing what I know about Eugene, I'm still going to say $250. That's a very modest home, even in today's standard. If they're saying that in today's dollars, it's worth $250,000, I'm going to say that's a very modest house. I mean, Eugene is less expensive than other places to live, but it's by no means cheap, just like most other places in the United States.
Going to see if you would advise us selling a home and going into a smaller place or hanging on to it.
I don't know how much small. Again, this is my hometown, so I'm really familiar with this. I'm not sure how much smaller in today's dollars of 250,000 for a home you can go into. Just knowing, what I know about Eugene, because I'm there every single summer, and of course I have family there, like I just told you. I'm really not sure how much smaller you can get. Like what can you get for less than that in Eugene, in a neighborhood that you perhaps want to live in?
You make.
Nothing. I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, she's a stay-at-home mother. Now, for those of you who are familiar with this channel, I'm all for stay-at-home parents. I don't care if it's the mom or dad, as long as you can afford it.
What's he going to do?
He's looking at just getting a local job here, possibly electrician apprenticeship. But, I mean, we'd be making hardly anything, and he's not gotten a paycheck from work in probably 3 months.
How are you?
Hold on. I got a ton of questions here. And sometimes I'm better at asking questions or thinking out ideas than even Ramsey is, okay? He's thinking of being an electrician. That can take a long time because you have to go through an entire apprenticeship. You have to go through, if I'm correct, a period of schooling, non-paid, apprenticeship. There is quite it's quite a labyrinth to get through being an electrician.
You eating?
We had a stocked pantry that we've been working our way through, and then
He asked what they're eating.
there's a food pantry locally that we've been going through in WIC.
How are you paying the light bill?
We had a last month, but I don't know if we're going to this month.
She can't afford to be a stay-at-home mom, family. She can't afford this. She cannot afford to be a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's me coming from Eugene. That's the liberal side of me, okay? But even the liberal side of me says she can't afford this.
Got about $25 in her checking account.
Yeah. So why would he take a half-butt job, making nothing?
Our area is just, there's not a lot. We've looked. He's very skilled. He works in construction, but even with that, he'd be lucky to get a $30 an hour job.
In Eugene, Oregon, I actually believe it. For those who are not familiar, without giving a long, lecture about Eugene, it is a small town. Yes, the University of Oregon is there. For those who do not know, the University of Oregon is where the running Olympic trials are held, and Eugene is the track capital of the world. And that big company Nike is just up I-5 in Beaverton. I used to live just a few miles when I grew up in my early 30s. I lived in Portland, Oregon. Okay, so it's all running track and all of that stuff. But the town of Eugene itself, without the University of Oregon, as my mother once told me, would be a somewhat sleepy small town. So it's not like Eugene is just bustling with a lot of high-paying jobs. It really isn't. I mean, yes, you can obviously make a career, family, and all that there, but you gotta have a budget and a plan. But it's definitely not a place where if you're lazy, work is just going to come flying at you.
Why? Eugene, Oregon is not like not doing construction. There's construction all over the place around you.
There is, yes. And he can maybe try and get on 2 crews, but just hours for that. Most crews are on the same hour. They would both be daytime type.
Yeah, but
stuff.
an apprentice electrician's not going to make anything. You said.
Thank you. That's what I was saying. It's not. It says here we have $90,000 in debt, no money, $25 in your checking account.
Said that. So
Right.
why would he even consider that? Go get on 3 different crews and work like a maniac. You have 20.
This is Eugene, Oregon. It's not that simple, and I know Eugene, Oregon better than Mr. Ramsey does. No disrespect, okay? It's not just as simple as, I'm just going to call up a whole bunch of crews. This is a college town. Most jobs are service jobs in Eugene. Yes, there are careers, but you really have to have it planned. All right? Like once you get a job with the school district 4J, you probably won't ever leave there your entire school working years until you retire, unless you want to go into a totally different industry. So just and looking at the economy the way it is now, Eugene's very much, it's a college town. You know, job here. It has jobs. It doesn't have careers.
$25 and your wife's scared out of her mind.
Why isn't the wife working? She needs to work. She can't afford to be a stay-at-home mom.
You're about to not have electricity. There's a Walmart in Eugene, isn't there?
Yes, there is. Eugene got one of its first Walmarts, but you do have to bring your own paper bag because, you know, it is Eugene, Oregon. I told you, family, this is my hometown.
Can you go throw boxes
I know it inside and out. I go there every summer.
on the night shift? Like, you got two guys here who've got wives and kids, and I can't fathom the situation you're in right now.
Not doing it.
No, the situation they're in is by choice. The situation they're in is by choice. She chose to be a stay-at-home mom. All right, that is a choice, and it doesn't sound like she has a day's interest of working. I mean, I haven't heard anything say, you know, I'm looking for a job myself. I'm trying to support my husband. I haven't heard anything to that effect. But all these jobs, the type of jobs that you might be able to just go really quickly and get, say, in a larger city, it's not quite that easy in Eugene.
Anything is not an option.
Right.
And I'm going to invest in my future by becoming an apprentice and starve to death? No, thank you.
No.
Okay.
We need
Yeah,
money.
you're just trying to think of a new career to start.
Not now.
I need money.
Y'all
Yeah,
are
not
drowning.
now.
That's like
I
trying to
want
think of
money.
a new boat when yours is sinking. Like the
And forget, yeah. A career in Eugene, if you want a real professional career, it needs to be thought out. Like I said, folks, this isn't a big city. You're talking a college town. Lots and lots of restaurant jobs. Lots and lots of, short, term type temp work jobs. These guys are broke. I'll be honest. I'm not sure. If you're I don't know how many kids and stuff they all have. Assuming so they probably have kids. A kid or two. I'm not sure that Eugene is going to be the easiest town to peel yourself out of $90,000 in debt from. They may need to broaden their world experience. I'm just saying.
first job is to get to shore.
Sure. Okay.
So I want him to go get 3 jobs in construction and Walmart box slinging.
It's not going to be that easy. Okay? It's not going to be that easy. And Walmart in Eugene is very, very limited. Like I said, this is not like going into Tampa and you got 10 Walmarts. You got like one for the entire city. And it's probably completely filled with employees for the most part. That's how, okay, now you feel me? You feel me here? You got like maybe 1 or 2. Like I was blown away when I went to Eugene about 2 years ago. It's like, oh my goodness, there's a Walmart here.
Okay.
Today.
I want him starting right now. Okay?
Yeah.
The truck and the trailer, bull crap construction stuff right there. What in the world? What is that stuff worth?
The truck, he owes about 14 still, and I looked on.
We owe. Right? This is the wife. We owe 14. Not he owes. And if she is really thinking he owes, then he was a sucker and married the wrong person. Gee, I hope I still get a plane ticket home this summer when I'm done with this.
On Kelly Blue Book, and it's probably worth about 6. If we're lucky, he's kind of run it to the ground with working it.
Yeah, what's the
for
trailer
job.
worth?
I haven't looked at what it's worth. We bought it for $17,000, and it's a 2024, so it was brand new.
And they wonder why they're broke. They wonder why they're broke. Don't tell me he bought it for his business, his quote-unquote business. You're broke. This is a 2024 trailer, and you're broke. You were broke before the trailer came around. This is not a surprise.
But I don't know what it would go for now.
Okay, let's get rid of that.
Hold on, my fault. I did not catch her saying how much the trailer was. Hold on, family.
The truck, he owes about 14 still, and I looked on Kelly Blue Book, and it's probably worth about 6. If we're lucky, he's kind of run it to the ground with working it.
Yeah, what's the
for
trailer
job.
worth?
I haven't looked at what it's worth. We bought it for $17,000, and it's a 2024, so it was brand new. but I don't know what it would go for now.
Okay, let's get rid of that.
Okay, look. God love Ramsey, but when he says get rid of this, go do this, get rid of that, half the time, I'd say probably 90% of the time it ain't going to be done. These people are spending money like they're both employed with careers. She doesn't have a job, and again, fine being a stay-at-home parent. I don't care if it's the mom or dad, as long as you can afford it. And he's supposed to go find miraculously all this work. This is Eugene, Oregon. This is a town that pretty much closes up, I'm going to say 8 p.m. And nothing's open on Sunday, so all this go worky. In fact, I think Eugene also doesn't allow Uber and stuff like that. I'm not even sure. Yeah, I think Uber, at least for a while when I was there, because I go there every year. You know, it's Eugene, all right. I don't believe Uber, Lyft are even allowed in that town, because I think they came in and became some big boo rah rah. Okay, I don't know the details of it, but at least I just know last I looked about 2 years ago, they did not allow Uber. You bring your own sack when you go to Walmart. Okay, so I'm not sure all this, we're gonna go and make all this money, is gonna happen. I think Eugene is the wrong town to do that in. And I mean, I love my hometown, but if I were trying to peel myself out of $90,000 in debt, it's going to be difficult with if you're just doing this on jobs. And clearly, like I stated, they went and bought a 2024 new trailer, whatever, camper trailer. They don't have any sense of money control. And this is all for his business. No, this is all stuff that he wanted to have fun with. And she's probably not interested in going to work, so she's happy to back it up. This is a mess.
And it doesn't sound like you're stuck in the truck for right now. And let's get...
They may need to keep the truck and the trailer, because it may be what they're sleeping in. And I would not advise selling the house. You're never going to get a house that price. It's not going to happen. And anything you go down in quality, and I mean, it's going to be some rough living.
Get 6 jobs, and here's what I want you to do. Okay, I'm going to put you on hold. Team is going to pick up, and we're going to put you with one of our financial coaches. And now he has to go get 3 jobs this week.
He can get 3 jobs this week in Eugene, Oregon, like that I know forwards and backwards, and it's going to do nothing to peel him out of this $90,000 in debt. 3 jobs this week in Eugene, Oregon that are not, specialized, skilled career jobs, but you're just looking for a job. He's going to be lucky if he can even keep up the day-to-day living, especially if he's got a wife that doesn't want to work. I can tell you all day to go get 3 jobs, go get 10 jobs, increase your income by 50% in 2 years. I can tell you all of that. But when I know you 99% likely, in this particular case with this particular caller, I know he don't got the skills for it. So you can tell me all that, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to come to fruition, family. It's just not.
Okay.
Now.
Can I ask you about that?
Yeah.
Something about that, though?
Yeah.
With his business, he has a couple open jobs that he hasn't finished.
Well, finish.
He doesn't have a business. He has a hobby. I will go to my grave. I will stand. What is it that one of my gal pals likes to say? I will die on that cross. He doesn't have a business. What is up with all these people with failing businesses? He's got a hobby. He's got a hobby that's costing them everything. It is. It's costing them everything. They just keep sinking yourself deeper and deeper. Like I said, family, I will put at the end yesterday's story, one of the many stories of these self-employed people. Again, I don't have a problem with self-employment when they can truly understand. Are you self-employed in a business that makes money, or are you having a hobby that makes you millions of dollars, but you still broke because it's a hobby?
Finish him on the weekend.
Okay. That's what he's talked about doing. Okay.
Yeah. We got
Nothing happens in Eugene on the weekend. Guys, I live there. Nothing happens in Eugene on the weekend. You can go to the Saturday market, which is fun. But if you're looking, if you think Eugene is this, got tons of worky work for you to, again, the goal is to peel themselves out of $90,000 of debt. That is what I am looking at. $90,000 of debt. I'm looking at the economy of Eugene. I'm looking at the type of jobs. Again, I'm there every summer. Lived there since I was 4.5 years old. I lived in Oregon until I moved in my 30s to Florida. Okay? So knowing this, if this was just a matter of where, I don't know, $10,000 in debt, heck, I'll even take 20. We're $20,000 in debt and we're just trying to peel our way out of it. Okay? $90,000 in debt, $25 in your checking account, going to the food pantry. Okay? And food pantry, I had to do that once when I was in college. But when you are talking that extreme, no, everything that Ramsey is suggesting is not going to work, because before they can even tackle the debt, they have to get themselves up to where they can afford their own lifestyle. And they can't even afford that. That's the problem. They're not starting at zero and then clearing debt. They're starting below. They're starting behind the 8 ball, so to speak. They can't even afford their current lifestyle. This guy will be lucky if he can, If he can support, he and his wife, that's what it sounds like, he and his wife, if he and his wife can support, if he can support his wife just to keep them from going to the food pantry, that's going to be a real miracle.
At $25.
Yeah.
Rachel, how many kids do you have at home?
3 with a 4th on the way.
I thought so.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Sweet Jesus. Okay, this is your hometown. We're trying to be kinder and polite, but you know what? This is stupid. Hometown or not, this is stupid. This is, okay. How many of you at one point were feeling, you're getting a little, you're feeling kind of sorry. You're going, okay, this is sad, all right? And then you just found out they got 3 kids. But no, they don't have 3 kids. They got another one coming on the way. And now they're saying, we got $25 in our bank account and we're broke in the food pantry. Oh, well, that changes things now. I don't tell people how to family plan because that is none of my business. But I will tell you that some family planning is smarter than others. So now what does Mr. Ramsey have to say about worky, get 3 jobs? Remember when I just said to you, family, they're behind the 8 ball? That's before we found out they got 3 kids and another one on the way. So that means in the last 9 months, they got one coming on the way. We don't know where, but somewhere in the last 9 months, here's what I always believe. You're broke before you're broke. You're overdrawn before you're going to be overdrawn. Yeah. So they knew all this stuff and said, hey, let's go have another child. Look, I don't blame little Junior. Never have, never will. You've heard me say that many times. But I do at times think parents can make some moves that are pretty stupid. Just my opinion. Now, all of a sudden, Ramsey's saying all this stuff about go work. Well, that changes things now, doesn't it? I already said she couldn't afford to live at home. She couldn't afford to be a stay-at-home mom. She really can't afford to be a stay-at-home mom. So you're basically telling me on his I don't have a job, he is supposed to support 4 kids. One of them is going to be a brand new baby, a wife and himself. 6 people on I got no job. You tell me what job in darn near any town in good old USA, not just Eugene, Oregon. You tell me what job in almost any town USA can one dude who makes no money support a family of 6. These are the choices that we make. These are the consequences of the choices. Again, I don't comment about, whether, I don't blame little Junior. But I do know that the 4th kid came along when the times were already tight. So sometimes we have to look at our own decisions, myself included, and we have to go, was that the wisest decision we could make? Was that the best move we could make? So now you already can't afford food in the cupboard. You're already going to the pantry, and no shame on that. I had to do that once, okay, when I was in It was after college. Don't really, don't really want to focus on it, but it was just after college. I was tight, really, and I think I made 2 trips to the food pantry. This is a situation. There are some money situations that are just temporary. It's just a temporary. Okay, it's 6 months. Heck, I'll take it's 2 years of worky. Okay, there are some situations they are temporary. And then there are situations that we create for ourselves that are ongoing, lifelong. Like, there is no end. Yes, I understand that 18 years to raise a kid, all right? But we're talking when it comes to money situations, there are decisions we make that can either put us in short-term, just momentary, temporary tight. And then those decisions that we make that give us absolutely no way out because we made decisions that were perhaps so poorly planned. We didn't allow ourselves any out. We didn't allow ourselves any breathing room. I don't feel sorry for them so much in the sense of they're broke. I feel more sorry for the kids. The kids are the ones I feel sorry for, not the parents. Because they're the adults making the decisions. But they were broke already. And they chose to have another child. And now she's calling in saying, but I've only got $25 in my checking account. And I'm going to the food pantry. Yada, yada. Okay. Whatever.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, honestly, I don't want him to let those other customers down, but I'm more concerned that he doesn't let his pregnant wife down.
No. He's, as usual, family, he's placing all of this on the guy. No. It took 2 of them to tango. It took 2 of them to make the baby. Okay? So, as much pressure needs to be put on her. I think my concern is that I haven't heard her say a thing of what she's going to do. Lady, you got to do something other than just pop out kids.
Yeah.
Okay? Where you are is terrifying.
Oh, and you want to know what terrifying is? Fall through on any of those contracts, especially if any of those contracts are paid for, and then they can get sued. So if he's already taking money from people, if he's already taking contractual money from people for this hobby that he has, and he don't give the money back, now he can look at a lawsuit. I don't know what's terrifying. This was all choice. See, to me, terrifying is something that is out of my control. When it's all in my control, it's not terrifying, it's stupid. I mean, I guess you could say it's terrifying. Was bankruptcy terrifying? I guess, but it was more stupid because I got myself into it at 24, 25 than anything else. This isn't terrifying. This is a series of bad decisions, probably from day one that they got together. I don't know what her work experience skill is, but being from Eugene, Oregon, and being very familiar with, the environment and, kind of what goes down in that town, I'm willing to suspect that she's probably not much more skilled than he is. Like I said, Eugene has it's a college town. So in some ways it's even transient. In some ways. It's not that highly transient. It's not like, where I live in freaking Tampa, where, it's new people in and out the state like Dallas Airport. Okay, so Eugene is much more settled than that. But to some extent, where the service jobs are, that's really, a lot of that is run by college students and stuff. And if you're an adult doing a service job, you're probably going to be, you need roommates or 2 incomes or you'd be broke.
Yeah.
My wife Sharon will tell you that when she was in the exact same position, she felt like she was driving down the interstate and hit a patch of ice and the car was spinning and she was getting ready to hit the crud out of something. She just didn't know what it was. That kind of terror where you open your mouth to scream and nothing comes out?
Yep.
She's not that terrorized. And I can prove it. They decide to have a 4th kid under these circumstances. When you're terrorized, you freeze. She's not terrorized. I'm not saying that, there isn't some fear or, perhaps some regret. Consequences are coming forward. But no, she's not terrorized. That is not the word I would use. When you are terrorized, you don't sit there and go, hey, you know what? We can't feed ourselves. We can't feed the 3 kids we have, but let's go ahead and make another kid. That's not terror. That's just dumb. Again, this is not towards the child.
That's where you're sitting, kiddo.
Yes.
And so you guys, and the only answer to it is extreme activity on his part. So I want him working 3 things, and he can put off working weekends until he at the new jobs until he gets these jobs wrapped up. But he needs to get them wrapped up now.
He's got 4 babies, so to speak, and a wife who don't seem too interested in working. He could do 3 jobs, and I don't think it would cover the bills just to pay for them, much less get out of debt. Remember, family, they're looking at nearly $100,000 in debt, $90,000 with interest accruing. New baby on the way, 3 kids already. He ain't this ain't happening. They would be a very good candidate for bankruptcy. Mark my words, very good candidate for bankruptcy. And if he's dumb enough, even after the bankruptcy, to continue the business, he needs to remember he can't file bankrupt for another 10 years. There are some situations where taking a risk to be self-employed, in my opinion, is not wise when you don't make much money to begin with, and it doesn't sound like he did, and I can guarantee you, she's not. I can't say I can guarantee. I'm going to say the odds are in my favor that I think she is not highly skilled herself. So I don't know how they're going to get out of this $90,000 with a family of 6. It would be different, like I said, if they already made enough money to support the family as is, but they don't even make that.
Okay. And I want him to see how much money he can make. Well, I don't want to overwork. I might.
Everything he makes is going to go to the newborn. I mean, what does it cost just to have one newborn? Sometimes I think Mr. Ramsey, as much as we do respect him, all right, but sometimes I think there's a disconnect in how he sees things. He's just looking at pay off the debt. I'm going, no. You first have to get an income to support your lifestyle. Then you pay off the debt with the excess income. You can't pay off debt if you don't have excess income.
Burn out. You're not going to burn out. Right before you die, you will pass out.
Do that. Yeah. He's been working 60 to 80-hour weeks the last 3 months.
Yeah, but
it's not working. 68 hours a week? 3 months, buddy, you got another kid coming. You be doing that the next 18 years.
Making no money.
Right.
Yeah. See, that's the issue. So we need some money. Short.
All right, folks. I'm going to call that done. Oh, my goodness gracious. I will put at the end here the video I did last night on another self-employed person. And I'm telling you, it's delicious. So I hope you'll click on that and watch that. Okay, folks, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Don't forget to subscribe. Family, my time is up, and so is yours. Good night, everyone.